And what I refer to these as, you'll often see them as referred to as negative inferences. Conclusions that you can draw, not about things that happened, but about things that didn't happen. And so actually for the rest of today, what we're looking at more is, we'll look at some bidding, but we're actually going to look at a real quick thing here from a defensive standpoint, and then we are going to spend some time talking about the play of a hand that is in the book, because your negative inferences, conclusions that you can draw about where cards are. This is something, where cards are, or what partner has, or what partner's shape is. This can be done in the bidding, and in the play of the hand, and on defense. Every element of the game, you are going to be relying on these negative inferences, and a lot of times, not only are these as useful as anything that was bid or was played on the hand, things that you explicitly saw. I would argue that the negative inferences are even more important at times than cards you've actually seen or bids you've actually seen. And this is a very simple example here where we're not even looking at an entire hand. We're just looking at one suit. And so let's say you're defending a suit contract and you decide to make you decided this is called for an aggressive lead, so let's say you lead fourth best away from your king in this suit, whatever the suit is. All right? And you see just little cards, no honors, appear in dummy in that suit. And here at trick one on your opening lead, partner puts up the jack and declare wins the ace. And the question I would ask you is, where is the queen of this suit?
Probably declare.
No, your partner has it.
Partner has it.
Shouldn't partner have the queen?
Declare would have played.
Right?
Yeah, the declare would have played.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would declare, unless declare is trying to be, and we did have a little class on deception, but remember those instances where you do something really weird and deceptive, that is extremely rare, and it's an act of desperation, right? Because it almost defies common sense, right? Why would declare cover the jack with the ace if he could have won it with the queen and preserved his ace to win a trick later on? Now, we all do silly things at bridge. Maybe this was an accident, but I think we have to believe that this is intentional most of the time. And so if the jack does in fact force out declare's ace, partner should have the queen. This is also a very important part of the reason, and I don't know why people have such a hard time with this concept, but they do. It came up many times when I was playing in Longmont Saturday with my partner, where I had to figure out on my own where missing cards were because he wouldn't play the lowest of touching honors when I led a suit. All right? Remember, this is different from opening lead. Opening lead, we lead top of a sequence. Following the partner's lead, we always play the lowest of touching honors. So it's very important that you play the jack, not the queen, when you follow to partner's lead at trick one. When you play the queen, you 100% deny the jack. And this person over here, your partner, who theoretically you're trying to help with the defense, if it goes queen ace, where is this person going to put the jack? They're going to put that in declare's hand as well. Like, oh, declare must have ace jack. So maybe we don't have a future there. And so this becomes very important. And something that I see to kind of follow up on this, like, let's say as the defense progresses on this hand, let's say you get the lead. But what if you don't want to be on lead? What if you'd rather have partner be on lead for whatever reason? You can safely underlead your king a second time, knowing that you can get into partner's hand with the queen. If anything, maybe you're getting the suit unblocked. Or maybe you just want partner, so you could lead to the queen, and then maybe if partner has another one, maybe they're leading it back to you. Or maybe partner looks at this, and because remember, your partner doesn't know where the king is, right? I mean, if declare could have started with ace king, right? And it's fine for declare to be deceptive and win the ace instead of the king. We've talked about that in the past. In fact, it makes good sense for declare to conceal the location of the king from the defenders. It doesn't matter if declare is deceiving the dummy, because dummy's just sitting in the seat quietly pulling cards that are called for with no input on this matter, right? Okay, so so it's to declare's benefit to win the ace even if the old's ace king, right? So, but this defender doesn't know where the king is yet until you underlead your king and magically their queen holds the trick. And they probably think because you didn't play the king, oh, I'm waiting for this queen to get covered by declare's king. But then that doesn't happen. Well, now you get to say, oh, hey, surely declare would have taken this trick if he could have. My partner must have the king. And here I am on lead. And then now you have to think about the whole hand. You're like, okay, well, should I lead this back again? Are we cashing another trick in this suit? Or has partner put me on lead because partner needs me on lead to lead a different suit? That's going to depend.
So if you're a doubleton, do you play your queen? Because you have too many cards there.
No, these are just question marks because we don't know how many.
Oh, okay.
We don't know how many cards declare and east, south and east. We don't know how many cards they hold. So I just threw in question marks there. Well, so if you started with the queen jack doubleton, you're definitely not returning partner's suit, right? So then you've got to find a different lead.
Okay, if you have queen jack doubleton, you still play up the line, don't you?
You should still play lowest of touching honors, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even with the doubleton, even though you'd love to be able to tell your partner about queen jack doubleton to show your exact holding, you should still play the lowest of touching honors, and then okay, you can win the queen next. And if this was queen jack doubleton, well, if you don't lead it back, partner might figure out what's going on here, right? That you can't lead another one, but you're not any worse off than if you had played the king and crashed partner's doubleton, right? Because now you squashed an honor. So this actually happened Tuesday at Metro. Now there was no way for partner to know that I had the jack. This was a situation where I had jack doubleton and partner had king queen. And her opening lead was the king, and then she continued the queen and squashed my jack.
But can't West indicate to East what to lead back in a different suit?
You're gonna make it.
When you lead the next X.
In theory, if you lead small, you're saying you want it back.
Oh, small.
But that's
As opposed to a suit preference for the other suits.
Right. Well, this is basically you can't do everything you want to do here. So this is really just an attitude situation. So it's just kind of a basic attitude situation. So we don't know. Again, we don't know what all the holdings are here. But
you don't know what the two middle ones are.
But I wouldn't worry about that stuff. The key here is what happens at trick one. When the jack forces the ace, the key is for this person specifically right here to draw that inference of where the queen is. And then how the suit splits, how many everybody has. Okay, well, you know what? That we still have to sort out. We don't have a count on this suit. So, all right. So what I want to do, and this, by the way, in the book is like pages 134, 135, and this is a bit of a long process to go through this hand, but it is chock full of these inferences. So what we want to give you is, and we will give you the bidding here in a moment. Go ahead and put the hand up. what's going to happen here is South is going to be declaring 4 spades. And maybe you've overbid a little bit, that's all right. But this is where we are, and so we've got to try our best to make it. So we have South declaring 4 spades, and the way that this took place was West actually was the dealer over here and opened a diamond. And North made, and I think this is reasonable, even though, you know, maybe we've overbid a little bit, but North has made a light takeout double. I don't have a problem with it. The shape is basically right. I mean, in an ideal world, you'd be 4-4 in the majors, maybe, but you know, 2 aces and a king, 11 points, and relative shortness in diamonds. I'm okay with the double with this hand.
12 points.
East is going to raise to 2 diamonds, and South perhaps wondering how there are so many high card points on this particular deal, and not in on the joke, is going to just go ahead and bid a game, which again is reasonable. You know, I mean, this is a good 11 count with not just 4 but 5 spades, so you have a guaranteed 8 card spade fit. So, okay, maybe when the dummy hits, you're going to find yourself a little bit disappointed. And yet this contract is going to have some play as we go through this trick by trick. The opening lead is the 3 of diamonds, presumably 4th best. And so what we're going to have you do is, as we go through this trick by trick, and oops, ahead of myself there. Trick 6, trick 7. As we go through the play here, and missing high cards start to appear, we're going to try and piece together this puzzle and see if we can get it right and make 4 spades. And the reason you're going to have a chance to make 4 spades here is that at trick 1, small diamond, you play small from the dummy, and your right hand opponent produces only the 9. So in your hand, you get to win the 10 of diamonds at trick 1. So we'll put that in here. South wins the 10 of diamonds. Perhaps unexpected, your right-hand opponent has raised diamonds on a pretty lousy diamond holding, apparently, right? We can already start together. We can already start to gather some clues here. Where's the king of diamonds? West has it, right? Actually, let's go ahead and, because it's our left-hand opponent, opener's hand, that we really want to try and construct, because that is the person who has opened the bidding and probably has most of the missing high card points, right? Okay, so we're going to put the king and the jack and at least a couple more diamonds over there, right? We know that diamond has to be a 4-card suit. In fact, aren't we pretty sure that it's, now that we've seen the dummy, aren't we pretty sure that opener has exactly a 4-card diamond suit?
Yeah,
Why do we know that?
because East supported.
Yeah, East supported. Would East really support on 3 little diamonds? I mean, that would be a really, that would be a bad raise. Yeah. I mean, the only explanation for East raising diamonds is that they have 4. And we know opener has 4. We know this can't be that situation where opener has opened a 3-card diamond suit. How do we know that? Because that only happens when they are 4-4 in the majors, right? 4-4-3-2 shape.